Hey guys, it's Michael with Well Kept Joey and the lads, and who do we have here?
Tony Salazar.
What did you do?
I won the OTS with Yummy.
Awesome, congratulations. Let's see what you did.
So I went with Yummy. I'm in the process of foiling this out, so no negativity in the comments. You run the 9 names. There are some lists from some pro players that cut one cookie, one lollipop for like 2 maps. The race piece map. That gives you, because your best starter is cup. Well, I guess your best normal summon is Cupsy. I think pretty sure that's just incorrect. I guess Droll isn't that popular in the format. It's very popular on the side, so I guess you don't have to respect Droll that much. But I think cutting your life points in half just so you can have like a slightly better starter is probably just a misplay. So especially with Vanquish Soul in the format, Burger can easily burn you for 3,000 on his own, like on like a turn cycle, like his turn then your turn. So I think that's just probably incorrect. But that's the format's still young. The cards are like not even a week old, so obviously more testing will have to be done. But I don't think it's correct starting off.
Makes sense.
You run 3 of these. This is the best card, probably the best start in your deck. When this card is activated, it summons one of each of the names, and once that's done, like almost none of the hand traps they play matter. Purge doesn't do like all Purge or the other hand traps are gonna do, or Ash is. I guess like, well, one if they have Ash, you should Ash this. But I guess like if this resolved, they don't have Ash. So the only card that does anything against you is Purge, and Purge is just stopping you from getting the quick play. Because you can duck Imperm, you can duck Veilers, you can duck Ogres. So
The only thing you can't play around is Nib?
yeah, the only thing this line dies to Nibiru, but I don't think Nibiru is gonna be that popular this format. Especially since all the other starters play through Nib. So I don't think Nib's gonna be that popular. You just get hard punished by that. Then you run the 4 striker cards, 3 engage and drones. These are just to get this. Don't play the extra Widow Anchor or whatever, Afterburners, whatever for these. You just want to get this, and even then, this is probably your weakest starter. It plays into all the hand traps, unfortunately. Ash, Purge, Veiler, Ogre. It gets hit by all of them, so I wouldn't. It's the weakest one, but you still have to play it because it's just more consistency.
Okay.
Once like the next set comes out, like Doom, and you get the Marshmallow, you probably just cut these for 3 marshmallows.
All right.
That's just something for the future. The rest of the engine, you run 2 and 2. I don't run the Akroki. Akroki's a brick, and the deck doesn't brick. When it bricks, it's because it drew like drew 5 hand traps and no starter. But it's just another brick. I don't think it's necessary. I run 2 of these because early on in the meta, everyone like was told like, yeah, if you just SP this, the game's over, and I didn't want to lose to an SP on my field spell, so that's the logic between these. 2 of these because these cards are broken. They're extenders, they're interruption. In like an emergency situation, it can protect your field spell. It has the trade effects, the swap effects. So it's good for that. This card's insane. I ran 1 more starter for the OTS, but I swapped it out for like the deck profile because I want to talk about it. This was 1 for 1 in the OTS list. Right now it's Instant Fusion. I think Instant Fusion's probably the better card. And you'll see later it's a hand trap build, so you run Almirage in the extra. So any hand trap in this is technically full combo, but when you open a regular starter and this is basically called by the grave, and it also stops Holly Sue from getting you. So you like activate, summon the Millennium Eyes, they activate Holly Sue summon, and then Holly Sue to like steal or to summon, effect, snatch it. So it protects you from Holly Sue. And I think that alone is probably worth something.
Makes sense.
Then the fact that it's also like a pseudo really bad starter is just icing on the cake. So that's the reasoning behind it. I'm not sure if it's correct. I just put it in because I wanted to talk about it. But it originally was 1 for 1.
Right.
Then like the non-engine, I'm on hand traps because I think Mitsu, Malice, and all the other cards are real. Decks are real, and you just run all of them. 18 hand traps. The Charmies are good. Like no explanation needed. This one's no explanation needed. This one can also pretty much go without an explanation. Ogre's really good. It's okay into Vanquish Soul. It's pretty good in the mirror. With Vanquish Soul, you can hit the field spell, which takes them off the trap because you really do want to stop them from getting to the trap. The trap's probably the best card in their end board against you. It's good in the mirror, depending on how they open and how they decide to sequence. I've seen a lot of people just sequence poorly in this deck. So like if you like normal summon a name, normal summon, no, that's not good. So normal summon, link off, summon Snatchy. If they had another name in hand, sometimes people will like say like this is their opening hand. You have 2 Cookie for some reason. So normal summon 1, link this off. Effect. If I ogre there, they can't quick sync or they can't do anything, so it just dies. They get the field spell, but the field spell can't activate because they don't have a link 1, and they already normal summoned. So they need to have like a drones, they need to have obedience schooled, but if they had those cards, they probably would have led with those. So there's a decent chance that like, if your opponent just sequenced poorly, you just end their turn. What they could do is not activate it since they already have a body to extend with special. Then they do the Cupsy Synchro effect, and I can't ogre that. That's bad if I ogre. So they get to play. But then you eventually do get to a Snatchy to place the field spell later, but you just don't get hosed by it instantly. Because you don't need the extender in that case. And also like if they just open 1 starter and like 4 non-engine, normal link off activate effect ogre, then they better have some extension or they just pass turn. So that was like one of the logic. Bell has a similar reason. You can bell the tag outs, which is really good. It's kind of bad to Vanquish, so like, it's probably the most cuttable. Veilers I have because I don't own Purge. These probably would be Purge. This card's okay. It's bad in the mirror unless like it's bad in the mirror when they open Obedience Schooled. It's good in the mirror when they lead on drones or if they only have 1 normal summon because like I said, the same playline dies to this. So like if you normal link off effect Veiler, they can't tag out because they don't have another body to tag out, and they don't get the field spell, so they don't have an extender, so they can't make the synchro. So if they already had 1 in hand, you get punished, but if they had 1 in hand, they could have sequenced this play better. So like there's that. This probably should be Purge though. Against Vanquish Soul, they're down to 3 of the bounce ones. 2 Burger, 1 Valius is pretty standard. So a lot of times the Veiler just resolves, but it still should be Purge. But
Okay.
So that's the main deck. It's 40. The correct amount. The extra deck is pretty generic. Is like pretty standard. So 3 of these. You run 1 of each name. If I can find the other one. Where'd my other one go? Oh, there he is. You run 1 of each name. Some people run 2 Cupsies. It's not needed. It's not bad. It's not needed. I think I'd rather have the Flex Ball for something better. Marcher. 2 of these. I don't run the Starham. I run hand traps, and like so, I'm either discarding engine, I'm either discarding follow up or hand traps, and I'd rather not do either. On the board break build, you should run ham, because you're discarding a dead board breaker like talents, like or a dead talent. No, sorry, a dead thrusts, a dead like droplet or whatever, like something you don't really need. It's not really as useful. So I think in that build is probably better or fine, but in this Metal March is better in my opinion.
All right.
For this build. Link Spider for Nibiru for insurance, Elmraj because you run a bajillion hand traps, Kagari because you have to, SP because it's really good, generic removal. The deck, since I don't run a Croaky, I need some generic removal. Those look good against the people who don't build their deck correctly and only have one of the field spell, so you just win a free game. And then you run this card's insane. When it's summoned, it resets a quick play, so you can reset your surprise, and that card's broken. And the last card is Cross Sheep. This is the flex spot of the deck. This is what I made Millenniumize Restrict into.
Okay.
This was in the deck. Cross Sheep doesn't actually do anything effect-wise. I was just worried about people playing Contact C. Contact C got a lot of hype online because the deck, if it doesn't have an out, like a card like this, it just loses a Contact C instantly. Some people run like Moon into Requiem, and then they can extend to get rid of a link. The Contact C. Cross Sheep's the one I picked because it's the only one you can make when you Obedience Schooled. Obedience Schooled, you're locked into Beast. They Retaliating C. If you don't run Cross Sheep, you're just passing turn. So this is the way to avoid that. I cut it because no one did that to me. No one contacted me. It's really a homework check type card. Like if this becomes common, Contact C dies out. But if context dies out, this gets cut out, so it makes it good again. It's like an Nibiru situation. Where so I made this for now. So that's the extra. The side deck's pretty standard. I would say 3 Lancias, 3 Drolls, Malice, Mitsu. I side Trinity for going first. I'm pretty sure that's pretty self-explanatory, like why I would want Trinity and going first. A Duster. You run the Floodgates. You run these 2. It is really going to Vanquish Soul. They really don't have an out to these. Some people run Strikes or Warnings. I just want to Floodgate people. It's easier. And then 3 Judgments, so you can protect yourself from some of the blowouts, like Dark Ruler, Evenly's. I guess Evenly's not much of a blowout, but like Dark Rulers, Droplets, stuff like that.
Nice. You got any shoutouts?
Shoutouts to the Galaxy Busters TCG for always like supporting us in the local scene. Shout out to Legends for the current local we're in right now. For always being the homies and hooking us up with good cards and always opening products so I can get these cards on release. And shout out to Super Hideaway for hosting a great tournament.
Awesome. Well, congrats on the win, and thanks guys for watching. We'll catch you next time.